Good eye. Today it's a different project. It's going to be the world's toughest, strongest hat rack and the fastest DIY hat rack. Okay, that long. Dimensions are here. It's 2 meters long. Breadth into width is 100 mm into 100 mm. One. There are 4 of these blocks that will go at the bottom. Okay, they are around 200 mm in length. Breadth into width is 100 by 100. There are 4 of each. A nice mechanical drill. No power used here. Everything mechanical. Drill bits, measuring tape with the split level. Nice kind of a wood glue. Different screws to use on the bottom. And a type. Some brushes. Some sanders. Hooks to put your hats. Again some screws, angles to form the bottom foundation, angles to hold the post in place, some measuring tools, beautiful pencils, hand gloves for safety, paper if you require. Let's get started, guys. So this is beautiful cypress wood, very durable and easy to work on. And this video is specially dedicated to Dr. Anand, who is a master of beautiful hats. He is the one whom I have seen who's worn maximum number of hats in a single day. So this video will be dedicated to him, and I hope he will love this video and like it. Thanks. I bought this block here. We have to see that this is aligned block, so we mark at 50, 50, 50, 50, and then mark the center line, and we do it all around. Okay, it's nice to have a tri-square, but doesn't matter. All right, so this is what we need to do. Make sure the holes are in the center, and we will mark the area for drilling the holes to put the screws. So that's my center line. It's my center line. That one here. That one here. Okay, I'll do it in all sides, and we'll put all these right angle stiffeners all around, and then we will go to the next procedure, right? So you need to make sure your right angle is okay, and then you have to select your kind of screws you're going to use. Make sure you have a proper, star screwdriver, and also you need to select the right drill bit, and make the thumb rule is the drill bit size should be the inside, the diameter of the shank of the screw, not the outside one. So I've selected my drill bit. I made sure I've tightened it. This one goes by hand. You could use a pipe wrench, but you have to be a bit gentle on this one. And my holes are marked. Time for me to drill. It's good to center punch, but if you are confident, so make sure your drill manual drill machine is straight enough, and you should go at least that much. Yeah. So let's start. You need to verify the length, how much you have to drill. Okay, that's where you have to stop, right? And this is how you probably drill, but keeping in mind the safety. Okay, make sure drill nicely. That's where you stop, and you come out. So all my holes are drilled, and then I have to run a screw to ensure that it's all intact and the screw fits in properly. Drive it all over to the end, and then it's okay. Some gap for your metal, yeah, for that one, and then you can take it back. Okay, be careful. If you need gloves, please make sure you use your gloves. So once we are sure our assembly is done, I have to continue to do it for these holes too, and then I will make sure I put it in the right position what we had set it up before, and get it aligned and start screwing. This is the area on the final assembly. We put the wood glue and we stick it here and do the final assembly. Right now we are just at initial assembly. Alright, so once you drill all your holes, you run your screws, make sure you are screwing them straight. Okay, that's very important. And then this is only assembly, so for assembly it has to be all fair and square, very important. Okay, and then we do the marking because we're going to disassemble, so I would call this as A. Okay, A, and we'll match with A. So I'm on my second fitment, and the idea of using these grooves, one parallel and one vertical, is so that we have room for adjustment. So that is the reason we use the parallel and the vertical groove only. So I've just assembled section 1, that is A, the marking. I just put them back just to tell you how good it's looking now and how good I feel about it. And the assembly of section 2 has been done with all the marking in place, which is known as B, and then C and the bottom D. So getting in shape, it's important you turn your job around until you get the perfect right angle. So one of the angles will be definitely right, so you have to turn your job around. So this one is right angle for me, right? So if I turn it around and use it like this, I'm sure it is not going to be a right angle. So make sure you use one of the angles which is perfectly right. Okay, this is important. The rest of the adjustments you can do lighter, but this is simply because you need to make sure that this angle or the beautiful stiffener sits square, right? That's the goal. Center punching your job is very important to maintain accuracy in your measurements. So we got this all ready together, and now we have to install these angles, yeah, all around. So we will do the marking. I've kept it on this beautiful tile so that we can get everything squared up. All right, and then we will mark and put the screws. Meanwhile, I will insert the post in the center to make sure everything is in line. So I've now inserted it. Okay, entire post is inserted in, and then we will mark the holes. All right, and then we will screw. All right, but I will take the post out and do the rest of the work. So you will see the base is almost ready. It is screwed. I matched everything, you see, D to D, A to A, B to B, and C to C. Then put all the screws in place. Made sure I am flat to the ground, so it will take its own shape. And then I've got these angles. Okay, and we will now work on making holes and putting beautiful screws here, so it will get the straightness all by itself. All right, so simple way of making this DIY beautiful hat coat. So I've got it set up on a work area, very well set up, and we're going to mark it accordingly. See that it is flat and start installing the screws. Okay, so you will see I've already fitted the bottom angle, and I made sure I put brass at the bottom. So brass is always good because the bottom always there is a lot of chance of water or flow water, so brass is good. So similarly I put one, I got another, 2, 3, 4. Make sure this one is flush. Okay, we have a lot of room to hammer later, but looking good, eh? So the job is prepared, and now we have decided to take off these screws. Okay, these screws will be taken off. We will slide this entire foundation or the bottom section of the post. The support will be taken off, and we will put the beautiful glue over here and slide this in and put back the screws with the glue inside the holes also, because in the past they used to use, I remember they used to use wax. In the meantime, we have marked it at 1.7. Unfortunately it's too long, so we're going to cut it here and maintain 1.7, and then this portion will come here, and we will probably carve this in time, not immediately, so that we can complete the job at least by today. So the last screw comes off. Okay, and it's time now to slide this. Okay, this slides off, it's not a worry. Okay, take the whole piece out, and now we will start working on sanding this area. Okay, making it good, sanding this area, and we will start to cut this at 1.7. It's a bit too long, so we decided to make it short. Finally, so make sure you have 200. That's where your 200 marking, and then we will put the glue. Okay, it just has to be like this. Start from here, just like this. Okay, do it all around. Okay, time to slide it in. Okay, yeah. So we put the base or the sock in, and then we will insert a few screws, but make sure you put the solution here. It's really important. Okay, very important. Put 4 screws, and then we will stand it and put the rest of the screws, because it will get the straightness when you keep it on a flat surface. Okay, so make sure you put it on a flat surface, strong. Tighten the bottom bolts first, the screws, sorry. Rotate around. Make sure it's got the base correct. Yeah. Then we will finish the bottom screws, then we do the top. Okay. No more. So once you're done tightening all the screws, just give it a nice rub. Okay. Don't need all this glue all around. Okay. Good rub. Now we'll work on the trying to create a kind of a water catchment for the umbrellas. Try to glue up the areas. Silicone also will do. Okay, that way, that way. always maintain your right angle when you cut. Okay, make sure it has to be right angle, right? So I've been to the garden and I found a drip tray around my pot at the bottom. So I'm going to use this as a drip tray to hold the water for the umbrella water. So we'll cut a slot in the middle and drop this in. So I'm going to cut a slot of 100 by 100, but I'm going to give it, cut it a bit smaller, like 90 or 85. So we'll start by drilling pilot holes here, here and here. Very simple, but you have perfect. This one. Has been cut. I've got the holes here. I've made sure I give the recess here, recess, okay, and we'll give it a nice, file. It has to be nicely, maybe an emery paper. Okay. Both the sides. Okay, now we'll go for assembly. So that's where it will sit, and all the water will drain here, and we can just wipe it with a cloth. You don't need a drain plug, because it's just minimum water. So the fit should be good, okay, and it should be straight, right? Okay, now just remove the dirt. So I got my umbrella drip tray. Okay, it's not 110% retention of the water, but definitely it will hold water. Thanks guys. I've done my marking. You'll see I've done my marking, and then time for me to drill holes. Yeah, so other side I've got these, but I'm going to stagger them. Yeah, here, 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 that way. It's going to be staggered. Always good to drill holes with a pilot hole. All right. Make sure you punch in your pilot holes, which makes it much easier for you to drill and be accurate in your measurement. Very important, huh? Pilot hole, important. Don't miss pilot hole, always. Okay. Straight, right? Always. Make sure straightness is very, very important for you to do a good job. Okay. So, pretty simple job, hey? Just under 6 hours, man hours for this job. Okay, if it's a bit crooked, don't bother. Okay, you can try to straighten it, but it's a bit crooked, no problem. Perfect. This beautiful hat track, coat track is complete. You can paint it, you can leave it the way it is. You have a nice drip tray for water for your umbrellas. Okay, you can put it wherever you want, and it will drip here. You can then clean it off with a cloth. It's got a good foundation. I've ensured that it's on a flat surface. You put your helmets, your caps, your hats. Beautiful hat by Dr. Anand. Lovely one from Russia. This is the one from Darwin, and then your coats. Yeah, everything can be put here. So the hat rack, guys, enjoy and do one tomorrow. You need this for your jackets, coats, hats, caps, and the beautiful for the winter season. So make sure you do one. Simple, easy technology. Okay, golden rules, apply them. Okay, you want silicone around, put silicone. Simple. Just guys, enjoy.